We think that the beginning of every single country was founded by black people. So Egyptians today get mad about this. We don't care. We believe it. Nothing will change our minds. Okay. Look at that. That Jaimin Hunsu black. Look at that. We don't think Adam and Eve were black though.
Really?
We don't really like. In most black people's mind, Adam and Eve are probably like.
So dump the original sin on.
Exactly.
Sin on
like
the white
Eve was a
people.
white girl. Adam was like some mixed dude who got roped into it. Yeah. And so we think Olmecs, black people. We don't think Jesus was black, but when we say that, we mean he wasn't white. We know Cleopatra wasn't black, but we're gonna keep saying she was. Obama was black the first term.
Dude, we're on a roll.
Yeah.
We're on a roll, bro.
Also, Atlantis was all black people. Moses black, for sure. Because Samuel the Lamanite, we think was black.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And when we want the Lamanites to be black, they are, but when we don't want them to be, they're not. So, does that make sense? We all know OJ did it. By the way, black people, we all know he did it, but we just won't say it. Does that make sense?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Ward Radio. I'm your host, Cardinellis. I'm joined in the studio by Kwaku Ella and Jonah Barnes. And we've got, hold on, a podcast titled Things Black Christians Believe That White People and Their Friends Don't Know About Yet by Kwaku L. All right, Kwaku, you make me nervous with some of these titles sometimes, man. But
I just wanted to look. There's a couple things that I felt like, in spirit of honesty, I've known you guys for a while now, that all black Christians and including members of the church, we believe this, and nothing will change our mind. It doesn't matter what. I'm just gonna say it. So I think there's only a couple. One, we think ancient Egyptians were black.
Oh, okay.
We do. We know that Cleopatra. We think it. All of us do. And everyone's like, well, if you look at the DNA set, we don't care about any nerd in a lab. We look at the art from ancient Egypt. We go, those are Negroes, 100%. Look at that. Look at that. Come on. Are there more? Are there more in the?
Yeah. So, you want me to show the other pictures?
Just
here's another one.
Black people. Okay, let's keep going through. Well, if you look at the DNA samples, the ancient Irish. Shut up, black. Those are 100%. That is Tupac Black right there, the second guy. I'm sorry. What Egyptians look like that to this day? No.
Are you talking about did they make a Netflix? No. Who made it about Cleopatra?
The Cleopatra movie, the Netflix documentary. And the way we feel about that is we know Cleopatra wasn't black, but we're gonna keep saying she was. We know she was Macedonian. We're gonna say she's black because we just want to. Okay, we fundamentally understand that because there was like 7 Cleopatras actually, and like 3 of them were actually Kemetic black, but the Macedonian one's the most famous. But we're claiming her. We know she's not.
Well, she had pretty eyes. Look, those are beautiful eyes, right?
Black
there,
people.
You know?
So. By the way, Egypt was initially called, guess what? Kemet, which means land of the black skin. Okay?
Oh, that's
it's a
cool.
real thing. There's a number of Egyptologists that in the 19th century that said, it seems as if the dark-skinned Africans were the ones who dominated Egypt, and then later on it was changed. And Egyptians today get mad about this. We don't care. We believe it. Nothing will change our minds. Okay, look at that. That Jaimin Hunsu black. Look at that.
Wow,
that is no 2023 Arab Egyptian. That is a black person. I don't care what anyone says. All your nerds can take a hike. We think they look like us.
So you said there's like 10 things, and this is only thing 1?
Here's one. Number 2. We think that the beginning of every single country was founded by black people. So Europe, Russia,
Ireland?
China,
Ireland?
We think all of them were black. So we do. So when people are like, did you know that the newest study suggests that the Jaredites are probably black? We go, what are that? Book of Mormon. Yeah, the first people in the Book of Mormon were black. Yeah, of course. We just, without even knowing who it is, the minute we find out they were the first, we go, yeah. It just, I don't know why. We think we got everywhere first. and nothing will change our minds. Chinese, black people, every single.
The Chinese.
What you just do? This is stuff my mom taught me as a kid. I believe it's true. I don't care what anyone says.
Is this like you
if you send me the JSTOR link to the PDF I have to download, I'll go, I don't care. You can eat butt because I believe.
I already know.
Is this like on the Isle of Patmos? You were telling us about the Nation of Islam.
No, that's very different. That's most black people
we're the
don't
grafted ones. Right?
No, that's a weird subset.
Invented in a lab.
That's funny. All right. Okay. Well, so this is only thing number 2. Well, what was number 1? That all Egyptians were black too.
Yeah.
Black people founded every country.
Yeah.
What's your
3? We think that about half of America was black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
so
which half?
I'm not sure.
When?
But we think that a bunch of ancient Africans sailed over and we're here with natives.
Oh, like wow.
Yeah, and so we think Olmecs, black people. We think we were just here. Columbus kind of talked about it a little bit, how a lot of them looked like Africans. We think a bunch of us were. We know it makes natives mad. We don't care. We think it. Nothing will change our minds.
You're culturally appropriating the Native Americans, and you're
there's documentaries you can watch on it. There's art. Olmecs were almost definitely black, or Polynesian,
man.
but we just say black.
Olmecs were
Or
black. I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
We just say black.
Olmecs were black. There has to be some really cool art.
The Olmecs?
I'm doing
Actually,
an
the Olmecs
image
are
search on this. Olmecs were black. Oh no!
And all the freaking Richard Spencer 4chan people who were like, well, they were probably Viking. What Vikings look like that?
Hey, look, Look, this is the first thing that pops up, bro. When you look up Olmecs were black. Well, not the first thing, but it's Olmec Society of Mexico, Americans and Africans before Spain's colonization of the Americas. You know what I'm saying? And they got a nice picture of her next to an Olmec head. Rock on. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Olmecs probably were the Jaredites too.
All right.
Oh, we got a book.
Dude, we're
that.
on a roll.
Yeah.
We're on a roll, bro.
Third,
We're
right?
on the fourth thing.
Fourth
thing.
We don't think Jesus was black, but when we say that, we mean he wasn't white. Does that make sense? So when we say Jesus was black, we don't actually think he was black.
We just don't want to give it to you.
We say, yeah. So it's like, and he was white, but like white here, like not like, you know. And so our way of saying that he was like Arab is our way. We say he's black. We don't think that he's black though. I don't know how to communicate that. We don't actually think that, but we will say it.
Just like that middle
You'll
ground.
say Jesus was a black man just to take him away.
Yes.
From
but not Southern
he was
Europe
a Danish
white people.
Statue,
like
right?
we're talking like Northern Europe. We just for some I don't know why, but naturally it's just a thing I don't know. I have no clue. But the next time you hear a black person say Jesus was black, he doesn't actually think that.
So my search history is getting really wild here. Jesus was a black man! Exclamation mark.
Did you all get together and decide these things? You know,
image search.
The BET Awards is actually the black.
Oh,
Conference.
this one's the BET Awards. Did you say is Black General?
You guys have never
Conference?
watched it, but that's when we all get together.
Black General
Oh,
Conference.
dude, look at this one. This picture is freaking hilarious, dude. Open image in new tab just so you guys can all see this. Recognize this pass along card, bro?
Yep.
Oh,
like
my gosh.
we do that stuff to troll.
I do that.
This is all trolling.
It's like Morgan Freeman, Jesus.
Like we
black
literally
card.
do this to troll, and it's really funny.
Black
and
pass
only
along card.
recently are white people picking up on the joke that we're trolling. The Cleopatra stuff is completely us trolling, 100%, and it's really funny.
That's a beautiful picture.
Yeah. No, literally, doesn't it look like they AI arted Morgan Freeman's face?
No, it is
onto the pass along card.
Beautiful
Okay.
Or maybe like Danny Glover.
Okay, I'm seeing more Morgan Freeman than Danny Glover, but you know, I like Danny Glover.
He's great.
He was great in what was that? Lethal Weapon, was that Danny Glover? Oh, I can't remember my 80s movies.
Glover and Gibson, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, keep going. So that was thing number 5.
Wow.
Yes.
That's only 5. My
Dude.
mind is blown.
Oh, we don't think Adam and Eve were black though.
Really?
We don't really like. In most black people's mind, Adam and Eve are probably like.
So dump the original sin on.
Yeah, exactly.
Sin on the
like
white
Eve was a
people.
white girl. Adam was like some mixed dude who got roped into it. But yeah, so we don't. I don't know why we don't claim Adam and Eve.
They're reading along the story. They're like, yeah, they're probably black, and then they ate the fruit. Nah, never mind.
All of the good explorers were black, but the original sin, that's on you, dude. That's on
We were
you,
the
bro.
founders of every single, but the ones we don't. Yeah.
And Cain. Was Cain black?
No.
You better not be if you're dishing original sin out. You know what I'm saying?
We don't really think Noah. We don't really talk about Noah or claim Noah. Abraham, it's kind of divided.
We don't claim like
Moses,
it's Dave Chappelle.
Black. Moses black for sure.
Black.
Wait, so thing number 7 is that Moses was black?
Moses, absolutely.
I'm
Moses
Googling,
was black.
I'm image searching black Moses.
So the Egyptians are all black. Moses is black.
That's what, because that's why it was so important, because they looked alike, and that's, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like a racially different thing.
Well, there's a super cool album titled Black Moses, actually, and it's but look at this, dude. This one, dude, this is pretty BA. Oh my gosh. When you Google Black Moses, you get some really, really cool artwork, bro. Check this one out right here. Open image in new tab. I'm going to make it big so you guys can all see it. But dude, Black Moses, that's cool, dude. That's cool. I got to admit, that's pretty cool.
But this is not a troll.
Oh, Saint Moses.
No, yeah, we think Moses was black.
Oh, dude, this one's cool. So, wow.
Most of the Old Testament we claim. So we think Solomon was black too. I mean, he kind of says it. I am black, but comely, O you daughters of Jerusalem. He says, I'm touched by the sun. Solomon's probably black.
Really?
David was probably
was he kind of like
David?
Yeah, he was probably like half like Middle Eastern, Southern European, half African.
So you think King David was black?
Mixed, like Obama.
Oh,
I don't know what to believe
More
anymore.
Jussie Smollett, actually. More like a Jussie Smollett type.
Gosh, don't compare King David
Queen
to
of Sheba,
Jussie Smollett.
black. Soraya.
So who was definitively white?
Yeah, were there, except for
Yeah.
Adam and Eve, was anybody white?
The Romans.
The Romans. The Romans. Yeah, well, okay.
I'm literally losing my shiz, man. Because
Like Italians, they're kind of white. They're you know what I'm saying. It's like, I also, by the way, have a theory. I don't think gingers are white people.
So you don't think what?
I don't think gingers are white people.
Oh,
Gingers.
what are
Wow.
they?
Whenever there's a ginger on the street and you have to point him out, you don't say, "Look, it's the white guy." You say the ginger. A picture of John Hamm and Conan O'Brien. They're not the same race. Gingers are not, and for some reason, gingers and black people get along super well. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I don't
Is
think
it like
gingers
an
are white.
undercover brother? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Or-
sure. I'm not sure.
Now,
Also,
what
you
about
never saw Undercover
black people
Brother?
with
That
red
was
hair?
one of the. That was.
I was born with red
the
hair.
'90s was the last decade. We're finally coming out of this bad woke cycle for like 23 years. We got trapped there, but towards the end of the '90s and the early 2000s, there was just some great, funny, good humor, solid movies that were like, racism is a thing in the past, but we're gonna all have fun jokes about it. And Dave Chappelle teamed up with oh, come on, who are the other comedians that did Undercover Brother? And it was a hilarious film.
Chris Rock.
In which he said, we have a secret weapon for the brother. And there was like this, it was like James Bond. There was a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when they had to whip out a secret weapon, it was, what was the actress's name? It wasn't Carmen Electra. It was Denise. She was really hot in the late 90s. I'm looking up Undercover Brother. Denise Richards, yeah. So Undercover Brother. So Denise Richards was the white chick that was sent to seduce Eddie Griffin's character in Undercover Brother. Here's the movie poster. All right, yeah, right here, dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this movie was like straight up hilarious, and it not birthed the careers, but really took a bunch of really solid comedians that had been in the comedian circuit onto the silver screen, right?
Yeah, it's that like movie, the Wayans, the White Chicks, right?
Yeah.
That's such a funny. You couldn't make that stuff today. There's some really funny stuff that's actually kind of culturally uniting.
Yeah,
that you can't make.
That's what I'm saying.
Sad.
Is like racism was perceived as this thing that was done in the past, just like bell bottoms were, that we could joke about. And so you're right. There was this uniting factor of it. And no, the woke powers that be, heaven forbid that people unite over comedy, which heals the soul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, dude, I would love to see Undercover Brother 2. That's a funny movie. I would stop and watch that movie with you right now, dog. So we still have to watch Nefarious though.
So what are we at? We're at like 11.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 more.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what is it? So the biblical prophets have Moses. We have Abraham. It goes back and forth, but mostly we think he was white.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably the whole killing Isaac, like trying to kill Isaac thing. So like people said, no, you can have him. You can have the Romans and Eve, and we're just gonna take all the heroes.
Is it like Dave Chappelle in the racial draft, my man? Do you remember Dave Chappelle with Bill Burr?
I only watched his stand-up. I never watched his show, though. It was
the
kind of
Chappelle show, the racial
but
draft. It was hilarious. It was like each one of the races had to get up and they had to draft a celebrity. But what do you do with the mixes? Like, who gets Tiger Woods? And and it was funny because like the black people wanted to offload O.J. Simpson because of all of the scandals and the murder. And so like you had them trying to barter. If you guys take O.J. Simpson, we'll take, Tiger Woods. And then there was people that were like claiming who gets the Wu-Tang Clan. Like it was freaking
and on that subject,
dude.
We all know O.J. did it. By the way, black people, we all know he did it, but we just won't say it. If that makes sense. It's like if
so that's a non-doctrinal take. That's a non-doctrinal take.
If Tom Brady bludgeoned a black kid to death, you guys would deny it too. Or you know what I'm saying? Like you get your guy. We know he did it, but we'll never admit it in public. Also.
That's like the Jesus thing, like that
I'm
middle
so
ground.
glad I'm Polish. Hey, actually, I'm a minority now too, though, bro. Did you know that?
True. Yeah.
Yeah, they just declared that Slavic is a racial minority.
Ooh.
And we are part. I'm oppressed now. Damn it.
Wow.
So
I hate you.
My Polish history. Well,
all of a sudden, I just feel this hatred. I just hate you.
You owe me money.
So,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no joke. Slavs just got declared a racial minority.
Oh, congratulations!
And so now I'm a minority. So it's kind of cool.
Your nation was founded by black people, though.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Was Poland founded by black people
yeah,
too?
the ancient Poles were all black.
Of course it was.
They were, and then book in terms of Book of Mormon,
okay.
we go back and forth because Samuel the Lamanite we think was black.
Oh really?
And when we want the Lamanites to be black, they are, but when we don't want them to be, they're not. So that makes sense. So we're always like, there's no, they're all the same color. There's no skin difference in the Book of Mormon. But then in Second Nephi, we're like, all are alike, black and white. See, see. So we kind of go back and forth, and we just keep it that way.
Okay,
I could totally see Samuel the Lamanite being black.
I mean, it kind of reads like it. Like it probably not black, but probably he definitely was a.
What about
Abinadi?
I
have no clue.
I could see that.
Well, here's some artistic representations of Samuel the Lamanite, and we'll
definitely was like.
Well, here's a good one. That's a little bit more like Apocalypto, though. That's more Mesoamerican.
That's probably more of how he looked.
And then here's the classic. Here's the classic Samuel the Lamanite that we all remember from when we were kids. Here's our good old Richard Rich version, baby. And then
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's
ready to brawl.
That's kind of like Wakanda Forever meets 300 and the Spartans. You know what I'm saying? Right there.
And here the last thing is the reason why black people do this, is because if you look, and this is it's conspiratorial, but it's very, very true. There have been deliberate decisions in the American education system where, especially post 1964, where Southern states affected the curriculum of the entire country when they said we need to exclude a lot of African history from the world history courses.
It's just like Mormon history in California.
Yeah.
Mormons founded almost every single major city on the West Coast. They built the first municipal building in San Diego. They cut the Cajon Pass. They found gold in Sutter's Mill and started the 1849 gold rush. Yet you can't find a single California history book that talks about Mormons, even though we motherfucking founded this place. The Bear Flag revolt that led to the California state flag with the bear on it, that was the Mormon bishop of San Francisco who went into General Vallejo of the Mexicans. And for like 18 months, we were the Bear Flag Republic ran by a Mormon bishop. Can't find a textbook that talks about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, similar to that. So there's a ton of really cool African history, and it's even it's a fact. It's not like a conspiracy. We do know that ancient Africans were able to sail to South America. By the way, they're not that far apart, which is why black people easily, when they accept the Book of Mormon, when they're presented with it, because they go, ancient Jews said, yeah, duh. People find that hard to believe.
This is in the Book of Mormon Central Archive, so that's just decided upon doctrine. This is settled spiritual science, bro.
Well, the thing is, though, like in the black community, we have been discussing ancient seafaring travel. That's like a thing we already believe in. So the Book of Mormon is not a shock to us. It's only a shock to like Protestants and evangelicals. Like, how dare people can't build boats? We're like, yeah, they did. This is cool that they think that because of all this. But because of that, we kind of have like are trolled back from being purposely excluded from the curriculum, and all the achievements of African history being washed away. History of the Moors completely not discussed, right? Freaking Mansa Musa and all these really cool people purposefully not discussed, and they kind of just want us to think history of black people began with slavery, and we've never had any heroes or done anything cool, and that's it. And so the troll is we claim everyone as black. All the
response.
The people we don't like are white, but all the heroes are black. We don't actually
not OJ.
think this.
You already clarified, not OJ.
Yeah,
the
it
troll
was too
bottle.
close. We have photos of them.
Yeah.
If there's no photos, we'll take them, But we don't. It's not that we think this. It's a troll. Does that make sense? Like it's a troll. And it's
troll.
really funny and the Cleopatra TikToks are hilarious because it's all of these people getting so incensed, but we're just laughing about it because it's funny. So those are things black Christians believe.
I like
this. Wow.
White people don't know about.
While we're just talking about this, I really like this new artist,
Jorge Coco.
Yeah, I mean,
not new.
here's Samuel. Well, yeah, I
I
should
like
say,
this guy.
yeah, this is Mormonism, where we're so used to the 1950s representations. Anything done in the past 20 years is still new, right? But no, I'm digging Jorge Coco. He's got like Minerva Tykart vibes mixed with like cool Cubist Picasso, but like modern, without seeming like AI generated vibes.
Jorge Coco is really good.
Jorge Coco's got some really cool stuff going on, and so
it's all line based. You'll notice everything's
I got to tell you, he screwed up your Samuel Lamonite though, bro, because this is looking Mesoamerican Samuel.
Have you ever seen natives and black people mixed?
He's
Have you ever seen like
not supporting your thesis.
Have you ever seen a half native, half African?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, this is Los Angeles. I've seen half everything.
Very interesting looking people, and a lot of interesting ancient art that kind of looks like.
Okay.
I mean, Vikings came over.
Yeah.
Like
Leif Erikson.
My theory is that the ancient Americas was far more of a larger melting pot.
Were the Vikings black too, though?
No, they were white.
They were white. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing for ancient America as it is for Africa. It's this type of like moderno Eurocentric revision of history that like nobody could have invented anything. And but they put these walls up around the continent.
They all sound like the British in not World War Z, but in Search of the Lost City of Zed, the City of Zed, that movie, where all the Brits are like, there cannot be anything but savages. There can be no civilization.
Well, the thing that's interesting is, like, and David Icke talks about this a lot, and he says, ultimately, when we say white supremacy now it's taken out of context to mean anything, right? If you take away what things actually mean, like you talked about earlier, but like of the 19th century, the white supremacy was really just to maintain the powerful families and the elites that wanted to control everybody else. Italians were not included in that. Italians were dirty and nasty and bad, right? Yeah. And you can't teach Italian history. You can't do that. You can't teach where the Italians come from. And so now, I mean, we've just kind of pushed it where we have a general European history, and somewhat Asian history, but we don't like to teach the rest, because once you start teaching the rest of world history and you realize the epics and the heroes that existed in America and in Africa, the whole power system falls apart. The Book of Mormon the conversions would be through the roof. If they really taught indigenous history, the Book of Mormon conversion would be through the roof. Yeah. And who's threatened by that? Catholic and evangelical elite, okay, big time. They don't want, and that is the other reason why Joseph Smith was such a threat. Because if he just had an apocryphal text about the apostles, no one really would have cared.
Huh.
But since it was about natives, and he was like, this says that they've been lying to us about everything. And they're like, what? What's this? What's a secret combination, Joseph? Oh, it's about like the ancient elites and how they took over. Kill them, like, you know what I mean. And so the truth seeking is not really it's not really a racially benefiting anyone, but they use race as the dividing tool to put the wool over your eyes, to not realize what's actually happening. And when we get our real history of the world, we're going to be shocked by one, the amount of stuff purposefully destroyed.
Yeah.
And by the way, the last in ancient Egypt, you know how the Sphinx and all the noses are missing?
Yeah.
We think they blew off the noses because they were black people noses. I'm not kidding.
What an oddly specific belief.
All their noses are gone everything else is there, but their noses are gone, and we think because they had black people noses. And so because that we think that the Europeans blew it off, so no one would know they're black.
They come rolling in Napoleon with his cannons rolls.
That's making it into the intro.
I'm not kidding. We think that. We literally think that. Which doesn't. It'd be better coming from them with like, who wasn't like. I don't have like a strong African nose.
Yeah.
I have the dumb mixed nose where, you know, that's gonna get clipped.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I really had like a strong broad African nose, then they would make, you know, because right now they go, what are you talking about? But you know what I mean. But yeah, that's so that's what we think. We think the Europeans came with cannons and blew off each of the noses.
They saw those noses and they thought, we gotta get a cannon up here. We gotta take care of that
real fast.
Don't let that get home.
Really quick, are you a fan of the 10,000-year-old Sphinx time model instead of the 3,000-year-old Sphinx?
I'm not really decided. I need to I heard Rogan talk about it. It was really, really cool. But
dude, I'm a fan. I think
decided.
the Sphinx was there before. The Sphinx and the pyramids, man.
Also, Atlantis was all black people.
Oh, Atlantis too.
Yeah.
So really, everyone everywhere was all black until Adam and Eve.
So Hans Christian Andersen got The Little Mermaid wrong, but Disney got it right and fixed it.
Funny you mentioned that. Hans Christian Andersen was black.
All right, we're ending it there. This is too good, man. This is hilarious. All right, well, tell us in the comments below. Let us know where we go wrong. Did Kwaku forget anybody? Was there anything that he forgot on the list?
Obama was black the first term. The second term, he was the half white guy. If that makes
sense. You guys can check us out on wardradio.com.